Welcome to the UpCycle Canada Podcast. I'm Jennifer, and together with my husband Dave, we started with an idea, worked on it as a side hustle, and grew it into our first eco-friendly store. At UpCycle Canada, we repurpose, refinish, and reuse discarded items, giving them new life. Sit in on the conversation as we continue to grow from a small side hustle into something much more. Special guests will drop by and share their journey with you as well. This is the most eco-friendly small business podcast in your favorites. This is UpCycle Canada, where yesterday's items are reborn. Let's do this.
I missed that intro music. Hey, it's Dave. How are you? Hope you're doing well. Yes, this is it. This is it. If you're looking at your phone, you're like, wait, what? What's going on? The UpCycle Canada podcast. The original podcast. The very first show that Jen and I did together. The beginning of the pandemic. Wow. I'm getting a lot of retro feels right now. Good to be back with you. I hope you're doing well. I just wanted to jump in and give you some updates on what's going on with Jen and I, what's going on with UpCycle Canada, all of the things, all of the feels. That's a thing to say? All the kids are saying that? All the feels? Yeah. I just wanted to come on and say hello, give you some updates, let you know what's happening with the business, with upcycling, with Jen, with myself, and kind of where we're going next. So thank you for being here. I hope I didn't shock you by giving you a new episode out of the blue. You're like, wait, what's going on? So Jen and I are still working. Jen's doing amazing. She's a big-time fancy boss at a big company, and she's awesome at being Jen and awesome at being the boss lady. And she's doing very good and getting a lot of recognition for all her amazing work. This woman works hard. She works hard, and she's doing really good. On the parenting side, we have 3 adult children. Our youngest, Sawyer, is now a dad. He's got 2 kids. So that's fun. So that made Jen and I grandparents. I know what you're thinking. We're like way too young for that. And I love you for saying that. So thank you. So all the kids are out of the house. Jen and I have a house full of stuff. We're going to be having some garage sales. We're going to be donating some stuff. We got a lot of stuff, and it's time to clean this place up. We have, my job. I'm still working nights. Yeah, I know, right? Still on nights. It's been 5 years of working night shift and then doing all of the other stuff during the day. As you are probably aware, if you follow us on social and all that, our store is closed. We ended up turning in the keys 3 years after we opened, and we lost a lot of money in that whole global event, we'll call it, where we weren't allowed to be open, yet we still had to pay a store lease. That was fun. I don't know if we're going to do that again. That was very expensive. We loved having Paige with us. She's a superstar. Love Paige. She's an amazing human being. And her family, super awesome people. And to have Paige with us for that period of time was awesome. And so what are we doing for UpCycle? We are doing the few odd things. We have some amazing clients and customers from the past who keep coming back, giving us special projects and things to do. Jen did something just last week for somebody, which was awesome to see her back painting again and enjoying that. She's so good at that. So it's still coming in little trickles here and there. We have an entire setup of inventory to go to an event. We just haven't signed up for any events right now, partly because Jen and I have been purchasing some property for our kids as an inheritance down the road. And we now have 3 rental properties, a townhouse and 2 condo units in an apartment building, 3 separate places that we own now. And we have people living there, which is great. And it's kind of this quiet thing in the background, creating a income and an inheritance for our kids. We had come up with this plan to have rental properties and own properties for each of our kids when our children were tiny, like really, really young. So to know that we've crossed that line and we've crossed the finish line and we've met our goal that we set 20 years ago is a good feeling. It's a lot of work to go in and do renovations and get these places ready while we're still working and doing all the other stuff. But we're happy with that. So that's another thing that's kept us super busy, kept us pretty quiet as far as UpCycle Canada. Not sure what the future holds for the business. It's something that we can easily keep going. We got the website. We have all of that other stuff, social media. So it's still there. We're keeping it because it's such a great name. It's such a great concept. We would love to keep moving forward with this. We're not sure what our next step is. Totally transparent. We don't know. We have no idea where we're going to go with UpCycle Canada, but we're still passionate about it. We love it. We love our customers. And anybody that came through that door of that tiny little store that looked like a hallway and came in and spent your hard-earned money and your time with us in our painting classes and all that stuff. It was always so encouraging to hear that little bell on the top of the door ding when you came through to visit us. And I know a lot of you never came to the store because of where you live or whatever. But for those that did come, I just want to say thanks. Like, that meant so much as a small business owner to have our friends and family show up and come through that door. Always great. Always really great. So thank you for being a part of that. My dog. I'm serious. Every time I podcast, I'm sure my dog sees the mail coming or something. That's our new dog, Django. He's upstairs and he's keeping the place safe right now. Yeah. So anyways, so for the UpCycle Canada podcast, what are we going to do? Well, like, you know, if you look at your information on your phone, you'll see it's been a pretty healthy gap between our last episode and this one. So we're going to put the podcast on hold indefinitely for now. And we're going to focus in on all of the other things that we're doing in the moment. There's so much going on right now between I'm still podcasting, I'm helping people with podcasting while I'm still working full time. So that's really eating up a lot of our time. So I've been working on that and directing my attention towards my other shows. At this point, I have 8 other podcasts in addition to the UpCycle Canada podcast. So if you're interested and if you're missing Dave, possibly, then you could go to truemediasolutions.ca and you'll see all of the other podcasts that I'm doing. And there's podcasts I'm editing for, which is really fun. So you can go to truemediasolutions.ca and you'll find all of the things that we're doing in our free time, which free time is not free, by the way, people. But I'd love for you to go back into the catalog and look at some of these past episodes. There's some really amazing people who have been on this show, some really great people that I loved having on, and the conversations, the inspiration for these people and what they do and how they show up in this world. Like, this is so good. So good. I would really encourage you to go through and take a listen and still be inspired by some of these people. I would say the bulk of these people are still working hard, still doing their things, and making a difference in this world. So I think one of the ones I'm most proud of right now, as in my mind as I'm thinking back, episode 32, Jen and I had Stan Rutherford on the show. Now, Stan has pianos reimagined, and he takes pianos, repurposes them, and turns them into furniture and a bunch of amazing things. So Stan, a while back, has passed away. So we've lost Stan, and we think of him and his family often. Stan made some things for us and shipped them up to us as a thank you for supporting him. We sold his products in the store. And then we had him on the podcast. And Stan's just a kind gentleman. His memory lives on in the podcast. So if you go to episode 32, of the UpCycle Canada podcast, you can hear Stan. And keep in mind, this was Stan's first time ever being on a podcast. And we got to talk to him, and we still have the video, which we can watch. And it just takes us back. And it helps us to realize that we didn't really think about this going into podcasting, but you build friendships with these people. You build relationships with these people. And those relationships carry you through. And I'm so glad that we had time with Stan. And at that point of recording, he had no concept of kind of what his life would be and where he would end up. But such a great guy. So episode 32, if there's one episode I'd love for you to go back and listen to, if you have listened to it or you haven't, go to episode 32 and listen to Stan Rutherford from Pianos Reimagined. Such a great guy. So great. And we're thinking of you, Stan. So for the podcast, we're going to put everything on hold indefinitely for now and see kind of where we come back to. And as we look at UpCycle Canada and the future of what we do, Jen and I together, we will come back and let you know when our plans alter and if we have a new focus. And I'd love to keep you in part of that. So you can always follow us, UpCycleCanada.ca. We're on social media. We're a little quiet there. Again, remember, we're doing a lot of other things in the moment. But we'd love to hear from you. So if you're listening to this in the future, or you're listening to this right now, please reach out. Let us know you heard the episode. And we'd love to hear what you're doing and reconnect with you as well. And to our past customers, clients, friends, and family, thank you so much for supporting UpCycle Canada for the last over 10 years now. Thank you for being part of our lives. Thank you for supporting us. Thank you for giving us creative things to make for you and that we can share in that journey. So great to be with you and to have this podcast. So thank you for being a part of our very first podcast. Right from the beginning, all the way through now, almost 6 years in, here we are, still podcasting, still doing our thing. I just want to say thank you so much for listening to the show. And go back and listen to the old episodes. Episode 51 as well would be a great one. Black Dog Salvage from the TV show Salvage Dogs. They were on. So cool. So you have some big superstars from TV on the show. So many good people in the list that I'm looking at. Go back and take a listen. Thank you for being here. And thank you for living life with purpose and repurposing, salvaging, keeping things out of the landfill. One item at a time, we can make a difference. And you've made a difference in our lives, and I just want to say thank you. So on behalf of Jen, who's at work, and Django, the dog, who's still growling at the mail, thanks for being part of our family. Thanks for being a listener. And we will talk to you hopefully soon. Thanks for listening.
This has been the UpCycle Canada Podcast. Thanks for listening today. We appreciate your feedback and would love to connect with you. Email your questions, comments, or suggestions to UpCycleCanadaPodcast@gmail.com. To find out more about our business and access links to all our social media sites, podcast notes, and more, please visit UpCycleCanada.ca. A review of this episode on the podcast app of your choice is always appreciated. Please help us build this community by sharing our podcast with your family and friends. Our thanks to Jacob Moon for the instrumental backing track used in this podcast. Please visit jacobmoon.com for more on this talented Canadian artist. Join us again for more great topics, ideas, and practical steps to help you in your daily life. Thank you for listening. Let's keep this conversation going.